Me this morning are the following commissioners: Kimberly W. Duffley, Jeffrey A. Hughes, Floyd B. McKissick Jr., William M. Brawley, and Wyatt T. Tucker. In compliance with the State Government Ethics Act, I remind members of the commission of their duty to avoid conflicts of interest and inquire as to whether any member of the commission has a known conflict of interest with respect to any matters coming before the commission this morning. Seeing no conflicts, we will proceed with public staff item number 1.
Good morning, Commissioner. My name is Vivian Fang, Public Staff Accounting Division. Item number 1 is a docket number E34 sub 58. It's a filing made by New River Light and Power, or New River, seeking approval of a change in its purchase power adjustment as PPA rates and a true-up on the block size for renewable energy rider, or RER. The adjustment to the riders will be effective for 12 months, beginning with customer bills issued on and after March 1st, 2025. This is different from previous years that used as an effective date or service rendered on and after March 1st. The public staff has reviewed New River's calculations for the PPA and the RER and found that they are appropriately calculated. The public staff agreed to the content of the 2024 NBR and the PPR report. Further, the public staff agree with New River's rate effective date change from service rendered to bill rendered and the proposed customer's notice attached to the proposed order. Therefore, the public staff recommends that the commission approve New River's proposed order and the customer notice. Should you have any questions, the company's representative is here to answer any questions. Thank you.
Move approval of staff recommendation.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the item be approved as recommended by the public staff. Are there any questions or discussion from the commission? Okay, Commissioner Tucker.
Thank you. The $3.53 increase on the customer's bill, is that forevermore? Is that ever going to be reduced, or is that going to be there from now on?
It depends on the future true up, when they purchase the dollar amount higher than the projected or lower. So it depends on the future price.
But it's based on the overage of 1,000 kilowatts? Overage, is that what it is?
I'm sorry,
A second, I'll get it for you. As a result, the typical monthly bill of 1,000 kWh increases by $3.53.
Commissioner Tucker, so the increase is compared to the total PPA. So the PPA have a base rate in the base rate.
Right.
And then this annual adjustment is capture the difference, like when they have an actual purchase price or purchase cost, and then each year they will change slightly. And this one is the monthly based on the average consumption, 1,000 kWh consumption. They said, like, okay, we are calculating the average consumption of 1,000, and then for typical residential customer will have this increase.
Okay. I guess my question is 1,000 the threshold? If you had 900 kWh, do you get an incremental charge?
No. It's just the average.
You have to have at least 1,000 kWh, and then the 353 starts?
No. So that average bill is just a bill comparison. So if you consume 1,000 kWh,
right,
then you will see that. But if you have less, you will have less increase.
But you will get an increase.
Yes.
Everybody gets an increase.
Yes.
So it's not just 1,000 kW, then it's 353. It may be $2 for 500 or.
Yeah,
whatever
it depends
the
on.
calculation.
Just let's make sure that we don't talk over each other. So
I'm
for the
sorry,
court
did I?
reporter,
Did I?
please proceed with your question, Commissioner
Well,
Tucker.
she can answer me. That'll be fine.
Yes, so it depends on the residents' consumption. So the rate is as in the proposed order, and then how much consumption you have, just times that rate. So it depends how much kWh you are using. It's not like we are using that 1,000, it's just for calculate the typical bill. If you are using 1,000 kWh, you have that amount increase.
Okay, thank you. That answers my question. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, we have a motion. Thank you for the explanation. We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
We will proceed to public staff item number 2.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Desiree Manful with the Public Staff Accounting Division. I'll be presenting item number 2, docket number E35 sub 58. It is a filing by Western Carolina University, WCU, requesting approval of a change in its schedule CP purchased power cost rider. The proposed rider is a decrement and will be effective for monthly billings, beginning with bills rendered in March 2025. The public staff completed its review of the filing and the records supporting the calculation of the rider and found this information to be reasonably accurate. The public staff recommends that the commission approve Western Carolina University's purchase power adjustment filing and notice to the public.
Move approval of staff recommendation.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the item be approved as recommended by the public staff. Is there any questions or discussion from the commission? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. The motion carries.
Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Caleb Hill, engineer with the Public Staff Energy Division. Item 3 consists of an application filed by ZNC Turkey Creek LLC for CPCN to construct a biogas swine waste to energy generating facility in Sampson County, North Carolina. Contemporaneously with the application, the applicant filed a registration for a new clean energy facility. The public staff has reviewed the application and determined it to be in compliance with the requirements of NCGS 62-110.1A and Commission Rule R864. Further, the registration statement contains the certified attestations required by Commission Rule R866B, and therefore the public staff recommends the Commission issue the requested certificate and accept the registration.
Move approval of staff recommendation.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded that the item be approved as recommended by the public staff. Are there any questions or discussion from the commission? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, David Williamson with the Public Staff's Energy Division. Item 4 is a joint request by Duke Energy Carolinas and Duke Energy Progress for approval of certain tariff corrections and waiver of Commission Rule R868's filing requirements related to their residential income qualified load control programs, their Energy Wise for Business programs, and the My Home Energy Report programs. Public staff has reviewed the request and recommends approval of the proposed corrections and waiver request.
Move approval of staff recommendation.
I'll second it.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded that the item be approved as recommended by the public staff. Are there any questions or discussion from the commission? Okay. Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. Thank you.
Item 5 is also a joint request by Duke Energy Carolinas and Duke Energy Progress for approval to modify its My Energy Bill Plus pilot program. The request is to address technical limitations to the load control option in the pilot by removing it as an available option and instead encouraging customers to voluntarily enroll in similar DSM programs offered by their utility. The public staff has reviewed the request and recommends approval of the proposed modifications.
Move approval of staff recommendation.
Second it.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded that the item be approved as recommended by the public staff. Are there any questions or discussion? And Commissioner, I believe that you do have a question.
Yes, and I'm sorry if it's in the materials that, do you have any idea of the rough participation so far of this, or is this still prior to launch?
Yes, prior to launch.
Okay, do you know when it's slated to launch?
Dad, I do not know. I know there's some representatives from the company that could probably answer that a little bit better than I could.
I see that we do have representatives from the company here.
Morning, Chair Mike, Commissioner Ladonson, on behalf of the citizens who I think many of you for.
Good morning. Can you speak into the microphone? Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Tim Duff, who is our general manager of bridge strategy and enablement, should be able to answer Commissioner Hughes' question or any additional questions commissioners might have.
Well, I'll just, before you answer that question, I just add on top of it, it has just launched and is this planned to go do it, launch in any of your other states? And has it launched in any other states?
So we did launch a program similar to what was proposed originally and approved by the Commission in North Carolina. We did launch it in Florida, but Florida is different because we didn't have a thermostat demand response program in Florida. So some of the technical limitations weren't there. And we've also seen very low customer appreciation for the offer in Florida. So we're actually considering the long-term viability of the original proposed version in Florida. With respect to the earlier question about when we plan to launch, it would likely be in third or fourth quarter. And the reason is because when you're giving customers the quote for the My Energy Bill Plus, if you're doing it in the summertime, they can look at the quote and it can be misleading because summer is when your bills are highest. So we generally do our acquisition campaigns for that type of program in the shoulder months so that they're on it and they can kind of compare that monthly bill on an average to what kind of a non high bill period would be. So it'll be third or fourth quarter.
Okay, well, and just to get clarification on that, do you have any numbers for the, I think you said less than appreciated program in Florida?
We were below, significantly below 1% of customers enrolled that were marketed to. So there's just there's some concern and confusion. There's some complexity when you're telling customers in order to qualify for it, you've got to enroll and give control of your thermostat up versus traditional DSM, which is why we moved to the proposed modification, which is to market DSM at the same time where they would basically be able to factor in the bill credits into the monthly fixed payment amount.
Okay, well, it'll be interesting to follow it.
Yeah.
Thanks. No questions.
Great. Commissioner Tucker.
Just one quick question. Does that mean if this program's fully implemented that the old, been around forever load control opportunity goes away?
No, it actually means it's staying. That was the issue is you couldn't have a customer on both the historic load control as well as this thermostat controlled version. Thermostats don't have that capability to have two different programs in them. And so that was one of our concerns was we would have to be communicating to customers that they couldn't participate in the regulated approved DSM program. And so this modification allows us to run the My Energy Bill Plus and market participation in DSM so they can see the impact it would have on their monthly bill, but not have them be eliminated from participation.
Commissioner Tucker, just to explain a little bit more, this My Energy Bill Plus was being marketed as a kind of a separate DSM. You would be curtailed more often. I believe is almost double as frequently under the traditional DSM, the Energy Wise Home or the Power Share programs. And so like what Mr. Duff was talking about, the technical limitations of having the same vendor operate two programs that are essentially doing the same thing, just one group of customers are being curtailed more frequently. There were some technical challenges there that they are still trying to work through.
I think that the consuming public would be more receptive to it if it was simpler. Load control is pretty simple. You know, you guys take control and you get your discount on your bill, and that's pretty much it. And this here, I'm a little confused on the My Energy Plus bill, and you got to have a smart thermostat, and it won't work with load control and this, that, and the other. I just suggest a simplification of these programs so people pretty much understand it down and dirty, get it done, like load control. I mean, that's a no-brainer for most people.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what the purpose of this modification is to simplify it. There no longer is that thermostat component of the My Energy Bill Plus offer. It's just at the time that we're marketing, we'll also make sure that we're informing them of the DSM opportunity, as well as you said, showing them what those bill credits would be on their bill. And that's very similar to what we saw in Florida. The complexity associated with it was something that customers have seemed to struggle with. So this is that simplification you're talking about. My Energy Bill Plus, there's no thermostat component to it, but we will tell them about the DSM load control programs at the time. And so they can factor that into the My Energy Bill Plus quote.
Okay, so just for clarification for me, you can have a smart thermostat and load control?
Depending on what type of load control you're talking about. If it's on the HVAC, no, we don't allow you to have a load control switch and a thermostat that's enrolled in the load control program or the BYOT component, but a customer can have a smart thermostat and be in the traditional load control program.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Okay. The motion carries. Thank you.
All right. Item 6 is a request by Duke Energy Carolinas to modify its outdoor lighting service regulations. This request is being made to clarify the technology eligibility for certain changeouts and to establish a new end date for the program's activities. I would like to note that there is a correction that needs to be made on the proposed order that was identified by commission staff. I believe in the second paragraph of the proposed order, the date is June 31st of 2026. That needs to be corrected to June 30th of 2026. Apologies on that. And then that being said, the public staff has reviewed the company's request and recommends that the commission issue an order accepting the requested modifications as corrected.
Move approval of staff recommendation as corrected.
I'll second it.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded that the item be approved as recommended by the public staff with the correction. Is there any questions or discussion? Commissioner Tucker.
Sorry. So does this program require someone to change the mercury vapor lighting to get credit here, or what? What is this gonna make happen?
So yes, they are changing out the mercury vapor bulbs to the LED bulbs. And the reason that we're here today is because it's taking a little bit longer than anticipated. There's a little bit more backyard density of outdoor lights that they're changing out. And so that's taking a little bit extra time. The tariff that was originally approved went through the end of 2024 and they're just not done yet. So they're just trying to get a little bit of extension of that timeline in order to accomplish this.
Okay, so when you say they, you mean Duke?
Duke Energy Carolinas, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay. The motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. I am Blaze Mitchell with the Public Staff's Energy Division, and I will be presenting item 7 this morning. Item 7 is an application filed by Public Service Company of North Carolina requesting commission authorization to construct natural gas facilities in Piedmont Natural Gas Company's service territory. These will be comprised of approximately 10 miles of new pipeline and compression facilities adjacent to PSNC's current pipeline and facilities. The facilities will not serve any customers within Piedmont's exclusive territory and will be used exclusively to deliver natural gas to PSNC's system. PSNC is authorized to represent to the Commission that Piedmont has no objection to the construction and operation of PSNC facilities as described. Public staff has reviewed the proposed application to construct natural gas facilities and recommends approval as filed.
Move approval of staff recommendation.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the item be approved as recommended by the public staff. Is there any questions or discussion from the commission? Okay. Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? The motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Lynn Fiesel from the Public Staff Accounting Division. I'm presenting item number 8, docket number W-1331 sub 2. On August 12, 2024, Royal Gorge Water Utility LLC filed a petition for approval of affiliate agreement, requesting approval of a water and sewer service agreement with its affiliate, the Ridgecrest Conference Center LLC, to allow Royal Gorge to purchase from the conference center operational, administrative, and maintenance services. The public staff reviewed the petition and the service agreement and recommends that the commission accepts the service agreement for filing and authorize Royal Gorge to make payments under the service agreement subject to conditions set forth in the proposed order and agreed upon by the applicant.
Approval of staff recommendation.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that the item be approved as recommended by the public staff. Are there any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? The motion carries. Thank you. We now have our minutes of the February 10th, 2025 staff conference for approval.
Rule adoption is presented.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, a second. Any questions or discussion? All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? The minutes are approved. Is there any additional business for the commission this morning? Okay. Seeing none, we stand adjourned. Thank you.